So,
So,
not 2 seconds ago, Brendan called me Scragglebeard the Pirate, and I'm not sure why.
oh, that's because the noise it was making against your face made a scraggle noise.
Oh.
Hence, the appropriately dubbed title Scragglebeard the Pirate. As you walk around the seven seas on your boat, you are preceded by the sound of.
Why am I doing this? I could be making pirate-based ASMR on YouTube and making a fortune.
That is based AF. And you know what else is based AF? The Airborne Sealife podcast.
Welcome.
Welcome,
It's the Jersey Boys.
as more Jersey boys. We thought the Great Bear Canadian War was done, but Yusuf, right off of Anchorage, decided that he needed to step up with a cricket bat and defend as a one-man army, very much as the berserker of the bridge, to fight off the bears one at a time to defend the homeland.
Yeah, last I heard, he was saying something about cruising the seas for American gold. I don't know what.
Draped in a Canadian flag
Yeah,
as a cape. That seems to be. That seems very much to be what I think would be happening at this time. But we're going to take over for a little while, and you're going to deal with us, and we're going to have some fun, you and I.
we will have some fun.
We will. That's what I'm told. But
No, 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 no. This is not. I'm not suggesting. I'm commanding.
oh, I
I'm
it
telling our audience that we will have fun, and you will hit the like and subscribe buttons down there.
yes, I've been told that we've been commandeered into fun today, and that's what we're going to do. So, Manuel, you've selected from a vast quantity of a bit of a slow
Yeah, just
news
nothing.
week. Not a
Oh,
whole lot
oh,
going on.
I was gonna say there's been nothing but news for the past week. I didn't know what to. No, it's been like nothing. Uh,
It's been dead, but
yeah,
we have a
but
couple of
a couple
things.
of interesting things. So it was from Metal Insider.
Mm,
System of a Down's John Dolmayan announces new horror comic book series, Dead Samurai.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
Which if Coheed's any guide, metal in comic books do good.
They do good. They do very good, quite indeed. So, what is it? What is it saying that
There's
we need to know about it?
John Dolmayan, comic book creator and member of System of a Down, has announced the release of his new series, Dead Samurai, a zombie thriller set in 16th century feudal Japan, featuring cover art by Bill, Polish name, Sienkiewicz. I don't. Why does Poland have nothing but consonants in all of its work? Anyway, and illustrations by Ryan Benjamin. The first issue will be available on October 9th via Diamond Distribution. Dead Samurai follows Shinzu, a half Japanese, half Portuguese samurai who has failed to protect his daimyo and family from a leprosy based infection that has turned humans into cannibalistic creatures.
Mm.
So, yeah, it seems like a zombie twist on that classic, Westerner shows up in Japan and becomes a samurai.
There's a Korean. I think it's a movie or a series. I don't remember which, but there's something called Legend, where it's like feudal Korea, but like a zombie onslaught, and objectively sounds very freaking like the coolest thing you could possibly do with your time. I like the idea. Like I think the ideas of zombies have been beaten to death. As much as I do love a good zombie movie, I do feel that we have kind of tapped as much of the well of that as we can.
Yeah, that got beaten to death 10 years ago, and it's
Yeah,
yeah.
because then like there are just aspects of it that are like I think that one of the last ones is like there's a movie about zombies in Las Vegas, and it's like quarantined off, and I forget what it's called, but the premise is there's like a stash of money in a vault under like a casino, and they want to heist in there before the nukes strike it down. and they have like these hyper evolved super zombies that are like wearing body armor and stuff. It's pretty wild. I
See,
think.
I would watch like a heist gambling mobster kind of movie set in Las Vegas, but like the heist crew is zombies. That I would watch.
That could be interesting. But like, what's the heist? Is it like food? Is it like the people? Is that
No,
the
no, no. They're
heist?
just like they're just trying to like I don't know win a poker game, take home $1 million for their zombie families. I don't know what it is, but
What? Why did the hold on? Why do zombies need Why do they need money, Manuel?
because
They're
like the
undead.
whole brain eating thing is a bit played out at this point.
A good zombie movie you should watch is Fido, for the record. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
No.
It's like a 1950s apple pie mom and pop shop, a middle America kind of thing, where everyone's wearing suits and ties, and we've beaten the zombie apocalypse. And the idea is we've turned the zombies into like a workforce where they have like a special collar that prevents you from like getting bit. And it's about a boy and his zombie. He names him Fido, and they become best friends. It's pretty messed up. And they have something called head funerals, whereas like instead of reanimating, they just bury your head in a box. It's pretty awesome. It's a very disturbing flip on two completely different genres of things. It's like Leave It to Beaver meet the zombie apocalypse, and I think that's worth a watch for anyone. But
Hey.
let, let's dive back on the topic at hand here. Um, what do we think about this? I mean, I don't know. I think the Japanese have a very distinct kind of take on zombie everything. Um, it's usually very over the top, but like, are there any collaborative artists or like storytellers in this?
I mean, it's the this Bill Sienkiewicz and Ryan Benjamin.
Hmm. So no, like
Here,
Japanese people included on the project.
no, but here's a great quote. Quote, with Dead Samurai, I've had the chance to combine two things I love feudal Japan and zombies. I hope
Hmm.
people enjoy the adventure.
I feel like that's enough of a premise. Like maybe I'm
Yeah,
looking for historical accuracy in
you know,
things that where it doesn't
I've
need to be.
I've seen sillier things come out of the like 1980s, just media in general. Just like, all right, pirates and ninjas, let's go.
Well, I think that this is just a template of a time period that we were both clearly that I at least I enjoyed to a profound degree because I remember this is very much something I would have expected to see in high school because like I was in the all pirates versus ninjas craze back in its heyday,
Yeah.
and this is just one of the unbelievably dumb things that like but like what if samurai but like with zombies like that's such a quintessentially late 90s early 2000s
Yeah,
kind of
and I'm like
brainchild.
to be fair, it's also not like Japan has done it any less like hasn't done sillier things.
No, like they have that like bucket list zombie anime thing.
There's what it's a shoot 'em up where you play as the literal disembodied head as of an ancient samurai and
Hmm.
just like wrecking New York as you go.
I mean,
I don't remember the name of. If anyone remembers the name of this thing, put it in the comments. It's kind of amazing.
comments it. Make
Yeah,
a comment. Put it in the thing, and then we will
but
be your friend.
I don't like honestly. Sometimes goofy shit like this is a good starting point for good storytelling. Like if you're not taking yourself too seriously, it sometimes comes out in your favor.
Yeah, I think this is something. I mean, first of all, it's got System of a Down people in it, which is always
Yeah.
very good. And it has those very like. I think you can get away with certain things, like depending on how you play it. Like I think depending on like the art style, where like you can get hyper violence in, where violence is a part of the art of it, or like really aesthetic blood splatter or some sort of thing or what have you.
Hmm.
Or you got to go full Bruce Campbell with it. Like, is it like, is it like Ronan Ash Williams? And like, I would be down with that so hard, actually.
You know, I only just watched Evil Dead 2 earlier this year for the first time.
And you've made the correct
and
decision.
and I realized, so Evil Dead 1 is a movie that cannot be gauged on a scale of bad to good. It's like, bad's over here, good's over there, like Evil Dead's up here somewhere. Um Evil Dead 2 is just a Jim Carrey movie with zombies in it.
You got to remember, these are not movies that are meant to be taken super
Yeah.
seriously, and Bruce Campbell knows it.
Yeah, absolutely. He knows it.
I could see his Japanese zombie deal where he's slaying deadites in feudal Japan. He's already gone back in time, so
Mhm.
that's something that could happen. But then I see him striding into like a village controlled by deadites. He draws out his chainsaw hand like a katana. He's like "Konichiwa, baby," and he just starts like revving his hand. Come on, that's exactly the right vibe. Where like you're not going to take that seriously. You're just going to enjoy the ride,
Yeah.
and that's how something like this could work. It's all going to depend on like the direction they decide to take with it. But I sense that this is going to be my prediction for something like this. I feel like I would. Let's say right now, is there something where we would want to actively read it?
I mean, I'd check it out if it was in a comic shop somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like we would. So my prediction then for it is that given the nature of like what System of a Down tends to do, or anyone who has associated in with it, my presumption could be, obviously could be wrong, is that there will be not. I don't want to use the word art house, but there will be a very distinct kind of vibe and texture to it to distinguish it, and we're going to see.
Yeah.
So let's follow
What?
up, and maybe we do a follow up. Maybe we do a review of it. Maybe we talk about the comic book.
This is the Airborne Comic Books podcast. We've
The
gone from niche to even more niche. Please unsubscribe. No.
Go make other friends elsewhere. Okay.
Lordy. All right. What are we talking about today?
So I think we're going to dive on. And speaking of flesh and eating flesh, how about a god of flesh or flesh
Ooh,
god?
I remember that from
Ooh.
Bloodborne.
I do recall. That could be any number of them.
I'm
Thank you for.
thinking of the one reborn.
Yeah, that's not some. Is that so much a god? Well, I guess the one reborn is.
Like it's the school of Mensis trying to create a god out of like people, but
It's the
anyway.
worst extreme of like God was inside you all along, and he's now comprising
Oh
like
no.
20 other guys inside of this one abomination against God. It's a whole thing, and we have let's just dive in here. And what do we've got today? We have some Fleshgod Apocalypse, and there is a studio session for I Can Never Die. And I think this is all. It's
When did
fair.
when did this song come out? Do we know? It's
I don't know when
recent,
the
right?
specific song. The video for this came out 6 days ago. So
Okay,
we're
so this is very recent.
yes, this is quite recent. I think there's a new album coming out soon. And we are going to find out. So let's take me a second here to. Okay, so Manuel, are you ready to react to things?
Yar.
We are ready for pirates and zombies and whatnot. So here is a new piece out of Fleshgod Apocalypse, extreme metal band out of Italy. For it, I think I would like to say one of the favorites of the show. We all like
Oh,
Fleshgod.
totally, absolutely.
Some extreme metal is always some good things. We do like dramatic piano playing and operatic singing.
Any extreme metal band that actually uses a string section, actually any metal band that will use an orchestra or string section and not just be like, "Hey, we wrote metal and just had a violin play the chords,"
I'm here for
is
it.
good in my book. Let's go.
Absolutely. All right, here is I Can Never Die from Fleshgod Apocalypse, the studio session. All right, I gotta go right off the bat. I'm exhausted just watching him work. Oh
I
my god!
he has always been an incredible drummer.
I was expecting more of a like. I know it's not a music video, but like, oh my god, this is so cool. Just like
Yeah.
watching this process. Like I'm kind of here for it. You know.
Yeah, no, drum playthroughs are always a fun time.
Ooh, this is
Drums are such an athletic instrument. It's always fun to watch drummers go.
I mean, first off, this is very quintessentially a Fleshgod Apocalypse video. Like, this is already right off the jump. You know, it's an explosion of noise already, and I'm I am like here for it. Oh my god, this is already a good time. First impressions, Manuel.
I mean, speaking of using uh, orchestral instruments, like we've already got choir, we've already got. I think that was strings. Sorry, the audio was a little bit funky, but I'm pretty sure that was a string section.
I can try to raise the volume a little bit if
Um,
that will help you.
and then just blast beats, leathery
Uh,
blast beats.
What about the rig here? Is there anything that's sticking out for you for like what he's using?
The
Like,
drums, I mean, it's looks like a pretty standard extreme metal drum setup. Loads of
mm,
cymbals. What's that? 3 toms, maybe 4 toms. I can't see if he's got a second floor tom. But I mean, it sounds really like even just the production on those drums, like they pop really nicely.
well, the most important part of the setup, as you can probably ascertain, is the ring light up there,
Oh, clearly, yes,
so he
yes.
can see what
And the
he's doing.
laptop behind him running. I
Don't be
think.
stupid.
Okay.
The ring light is the most important
Yeah,
part.
yeah,
Yes.
obviously.
Well, so why don't we crack open more of the song and see
Let's let's
what we
do it.
got?
Ooh.
Mm.
Ooh.
I think it's another good spot right
This
there.
is like everything I like about Flesh God, mostly in one song. Because
Mm-hmm.
you've got, they two singers is like one of Flesh God's big selling points. Besides the orchestral stuff, is the two singers, and then it's this super melodic but also super brutal at the same time.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like super intense, like almost metalcore kind of like cadence, because like you go back and forth pretty effortlessly between your clean and your brutal vocals, just turned up to a very extreme
I'd
degree.
never thought of that as, but I guess that kind of is a feature of metalcore.
I mean, it kind of
Uh,
is. Like, it's again, I'm not saying this is metalcore. Like,
no,
I
no,
don't.
no, no, no. But
You'd have to be on some drugs to like have ascertained something of that nature. However, I think that, there's a similar kind of like translation, I guess,
mhm.
where like, it's this sweeping back and forth. And I mean, it's extreme. It's like very intense. Like, it's it's like two objects falling down flights of stairs, like one very hard and like the other's like maybe a beach ball. But they're
But
falling down the stairs, and it's a lot of
yeah,
stairs.
but the cool thing is even the riffs are actually pretty melodic. Like they're quite brutal, but there's some interesting melodies happening, and that those drums
Mm.
are so good.
And he's amazing at it.
Yeah,
Like,
he's stupid good. There's a great video of him. I think it's him. Um, no, I'm pretty sure it is him. Where he's making pasta, just making pasta, and then he's like he's waiting for the water to boil, and just cuts to him like doing that on a drum pad.
are you
For
suggesting that, like, God, like, he picked the most Italian possible thing to do. The Italian metal drummer just come on. I
but
I have no words to that idea.
he might have been their last drummer, but one of their drummers did that, and it was very funny.
I mean,
Uh,
like, what else are you going to do, man? Like, I feel like I'm not. I love and hate that you told me this information because it's so unbelievably, like,
yeah,
I don't want. It's not on brand, but it's something. I feel like that's just
something.
based. That's based as an Italian metal band. Like, I
Uh-huh.
guess. Um. Yeah, I've rambled on this. Let's dive back in. Mm.
Catching the light with every stroke, bringing to life that's all trapped in stone, carving your name.
Okay, so
This sorry, this is reminding me a lot of like old symphonic metal,
yeah.
like stuff that was big like 10, 15 years ago.
I almost get like a really like I almost get like a pretty brutal Children of Bodom kind of deal to it.
Yeah,
Almost.
that a little bit of Nightwish, a little
Yeah.
bit of like epic. Those kind of
Well, hold on. I feel like
yeah,
that could be said of anyone using an operatic set of
yeah.
vocals.
I don't know, but there's something about the way the song is put together that makes me feel like that. It's not just the vocals
And for me, just
and
like
the
what?
melodies, the way the melodies are working. It
Yeah.
reminds me a lot of like old epica and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can see that. For me, like the one takeaway from like just the video of this is
Mhm.
just like when you just look at this man work and like oh my god, he doesn't even you could tell that this is something that he has been doing for a very long time. Like, yeah, I know, no shit. Of course he has. That's not the point. But like what I mean is that like his face is just something of like not even acceptance. It's just neutral. I am exhausted watching this.
Yeah,
Like this unbelievable display of let's be frank, there's no other descriptor, athleticism.
yeah, no, totally. This
Like
guy's running a marathon
this is a
on a
brutal,
stage. Yeah,
intense marathon. And just watching his muscles work in his arms are crazy.
there's a
The
reason drummers tend to stay pretty fit. while the rest of the band gets fat and old.
Yeah, it's because of this. It's insane. Just the navigation of his kit, the knowledge, the dexterity. It's a genuine joy to watch this. Like, I'm glad we selected this
Mhm.
because like this is just a treat to watch this go down. Um, so like the solo that came before this a little bit isn't that tremendously interesting too, like the guitar solo. Like, maybe that's not the point of the song, but like, I don't know, I felt like the guitar solo was like a little, comparatively to the rest of the song, I felt was a little lacking. I could be off base. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought it was nice and melodic, and honestly,
It was
I'm in two
melodic.
minds. I'm in two minds because a really like frantic solo would uh, fit very well with the rest of the song tonally. Like, there's a lot of very fast stuff going on. There's a lot of very aggressive stuff. Something shreddy and kind of brutal would be a great choice. But something like this is a nice contrast, and the fact that it goes straight into that piano, like piano and vocals thing, is it's cool. It kind of you're kind of letting the air out for a little bit, and then my guess is that they're gonna launch right back into the chorus after this.
I mean, you're probably right. I could also just be, you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at it from a different angle. There's always ways that you can introduce. I think with a little bit more complexity to it.
Oh, yeah, they could have definitely done more with it, but I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. It's not. It's not a bad solo. I just feel like there could have been maybe a bit more of a like. I don't want to. I don't know if I want to say sweet picking. Could have been a little bit more into it. I don't know. That's just my takeaway from it. I'm also a guy who doesn't, go through guitar, so take what I say with a grain of salt on that. But we'll see. Let's see how it ties together. What do you think?
Yeah.
Into eternity.
Mm.
Back in 2022.
No, I don't care. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. We're gonna cut that out.
Do we get demonetized for accidentally playing
We
someone
will
else's
clip
ad
it. We will clip
on
it.
a video?
We will clip it.
Oh Lord. Okay.
I will edit that out. I will go out of my way to edit that out.
That was funny. Anyway,
So we can definitely say that you are correct, that there was a perfect book ending of brutality back into it. I like the song.
I like it a
Like,
lot, but again, it really does remind me of like just all the melodies,
Mm.
the big chorus with that like just operatic vocals, and then the like all the strings and stuff. That's so symphonic metal from like when I was a teenager.
I feel like if we try hard enough here at the Airborne Sealife podcast, we can trace anything back to the late and early 2000s.
The thing is, that's where a lot of this stuff came from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, metal has its roots in the 70s and 80s, and you have the most of the major movements in metal came from there, but a lot of the stuff we like really coalesced in like 2000, like 5 to 15, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you had the gent movement coming up. You had all the power metal renaissance. You had
Mm-hmm.
the New England hardcore thing. Just all the stuff we like.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we do like that.
Yeah.
What do we like about the song? What do we not like? What's the general takeaway of the sum of the whole?
My take is that it sounds very much like a Fleshgod song, and I really like Fleshgod.
I know.
I like the how melodic it is. I think it's maybe a little. It's not doing anything crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing exactly what it
Yeah,
needs to do. I mean, if you like Fleshgod Apocalypse, you're going to get exactly what you want. Otherwise, perhaps your takeaway might be that it is just a big old wall of noise,
I
which is
do like it when Fleshgod gets like way weird with it, which they do sometimes. But maybe this is not the song, and especially if they're doing it as a single, they probably don't want to release the
well,
wacky stuff as a single.
I think the key takeaway here is this is a studio session, right?
Yeah.
Like this is probably attached to an album. Like I haven't
Well,
seen
they've got an album coming out soon.
they do have an album coming out. So there's maybe this is part of a concept or something. Maybe there's more coming out to this that we are not privy to
Well,
at this
what
time.
you usually do for a single like this, that's your marketing, right? So you're gonna take the song that's probably the most radio friendly, the most like I don't want to say poppy, but like the least the one with the broadest appeal, and
Mhm.
put it out first because that's what's going to get people to come and listen to your album.
Well, I will definitely. I know I can probably speak on our behalf when I say that we'll be keeping a good eye out for this one, won't we?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
not that we needed convincing to go look for a
I
new
was
Flesh
gonna
God
listen to it
album.
anyway.
Like,
You know,
Sky is Blue, says Star Witness.
but regardless, I'm looking forward to it, and
I'm
yeah,
ready for it. My body is ready, and maybe my mind, but not my. I don't know. I didn't have a follow up to that, but use your imagination. Put into the
all right.
comments, what should I have followed up with? And if you made it to the end, thank you. Thank you for not clicking off the video a long time ago. What should they do, Manuel?
You should. They should. You should. You should. Brendan. You should.
I should.
You should. You should go follow us, Brendan, at Airborne. You know about this podcast, the Airborne Sealife podcast. You should go follow it on YouTube. We've got the Instagram. We've got
Mhm.
the. I don't remember what else we've got.
We do have a
We have a
TikTok, but
TikTok.
we
Yeah,
we
we have a
our
TikTok.
our social media game has not been very good lately. We could definitely be fixing that though.
Yeah.
So come give us a reason. Come talk to us there.
Yeah, come talk to us. You can send us an email at it's what airbornesealife@gmail.com. I
That is the
think.
one. Like if you want to if you are a band who would like to talk to us or have your stuff featured on the podcast,
Yeah, come
please
on for an
email
interview.
us.
We would love to have you. Email us. We'll feature
Yeah.
your music very
We will
happily.
put we will react to your stuff. We'll put your stuff out there in front of an audience and we will be happy to do that for you.
And what? Yeah. I have just put out an EP, 4-song EP. Well, five,
Did
but
you now?
one is the same song but without vocals.
My
Uh,
God, that's amazing and
4-song EP
unexpected.
called "Whisper in a Storm." It is available anywhere and everywhere. Look under a rock, you will find it.
Suppose I cast a rock into a dark room.
I have strategically placed it under various stones all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only way you can listen to this avant-garde piece of performance art.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what to do, and if you don't deserve to listen to it. Now go find it on Spotify, go find it on Bandcamp, go find it on anywhere else you listen to your music.
You heard it here, folks. If you want something to listen to in your dreams, go listen to this. For now, we have been Airborne Sealife, and don't feed the gremlins after midnight.
Shouldn't do that.
Nope.